Hello? Hiya, it's John from your bank. Just calling to inform you that your account's been compromised and your money's at risk. So please do get in touch with us soon. Okay, bye.
This is how most of the phone scams start, with people after the phone call trying to make you feel panicked and automatically believing they are the ones who are taking care of you. According to the government of United Kingdom, 40% of total crimes in England and Wales during 2023 were made up by scams. Recently, police struck one gang of scammers, arresting 37 people in UK, while the number of their victims was over 70,000. In this way confirming the alarming figures. Everyone could be a target of this kind of crime, especially students, who are seen as one of the most vulnerable strata of society. The major reasons for this are inexperience of students to handle money, their limited awareness regarding scam techniques, financial pressure regarding tuition fees, trusting tendency and internet activity very usual among young ages. Charles Scooty LM is one of those students who was targeted by scammers just few weeks after setting foot in London. However, he was lucky enough to escape them.
Yeah, 2 weeks after I entered London, I had already set up as a student, opened bank account. I was seriously looking for a job. There is this particular message that struck me so hard. The guy sent me a link for me to apply to a job. I had not applied to any job that required that link from that number, and then I messaged number. And it happened that he came on WhatsApp. He wanted me to click the link. I did. Somehow my banking details was collected, and I instantly realized that this could be some of these scammers. I immediately deactivated my ATM from my Revolut and Monzo bank account. I have friends that have been scammed also back when I was in Nigeria, so it wasn't a new thing to me. I was only surprised that there are still scammers in London. As safe as London is, people really do still, have the courage to want to scam people.
On the other hand, fate was not on his side for Eduart Halili, another international student who lost in phone scam around £6,300. The scammer called me, introducing himself as a Revolut agent, informing me that someone had made a payment of £250 in Scotland. And he asked me to see by myself. I entered my Revolut account and I saw that in fact the payment had been done. So I got alerted. But the scammer, playing with my feelings, he said that don't worry because you called this in time and you are going to cancel it. And indeed they canceled the payment and informed me that they are going to bring to my home a new physical card, and that later on I needed to change even my username and password. Here is their trick. They asked me if I had any other bank account, and I told them that I had another bank account in Halifax bank where I had put all my money for my school fee. This is when they told me that they are going to inform the Halifax colleagues in order to take the same measures as them and issue another physical card, because the virus that had entered the Revolut account maybe had infected also the Halifax account. And at the same time a number was calling me many times, and I just decided to open the phone call because I was afraid of losing my money. And the person after the phone call introduced himself as a Halifax agent, asking me to move all my money from Halifax to Revolut, and then from Revolut they did everything about the money to go in 19 different transactions, but they of course wanted my authorization. And when they decided to close the phone call after, let's say, 1 hour conversation, that was the moment I realized I had lost all my money. 1 in 3 students are targeted by scammers, referring to a survey of NatWest Bank showing that it is not only international students who fell victims, but also domestic ones. Amar Kamran is one such student.
A couple of years ago I was scammed. I remember coming across a website that was saying that Elon Musk was giving away £5,000 worth of Bitcoin, and I thought, this is brilliant. This is a brilliant offer. All you needed to do was put in your credit card details and some other things and make an account. So I did what was necessary. I uploaded my personal account, my passport, I think, my credit card details, and then did everything I needed to, and then I just waited for the money to come in to my account. But it never transferred. The transfer just didn't work. Time after time I tried, I contacted the support they had on the website, and I began to question this whole thing.
Another study from Mental Health and Money Advice notes that the victims of scams can experience a range of emotions and thoughts, including anger, shame, sadness, self-blame, sleep disturbances, fear, worry about recurrence, loss of confidence, and avoidance behavior. The psychological consequences? I'm not sure if I can describe them very well, but I can tell you that in the first 2 nights after the scam, I couldn't sleep. I was all the time blaming myself. How could a former crimes reporter such as me fall for such a stupid scam? I couldn't forgive myself.
It's really terrible. Assuming that first attempt, they were actually successful, I can't imagine what I would be going through and how much they would have put for me with what I was already going through as an immigrant, the challenges, the financial challenges. I felt really bad that people would sit at home and all they want is just to take from people that really worked hard for their money.
I felt angry. I felt very deceived that I had been put in a place where I was very vulnerable and gullible to think that Elon Musk had given away this much money without doing research first.
The first thing you can do after falling victim of such a scam is to address Action Fraud, the responsible institution to pursue the perpetrators. Anyway, the bigger chances are it won't find them, considering the report of United Kingdom Parliament in 2022 saying Action Fraud has proven itself unfit for purpose, and while a replacement reporting system is expected in 2024, victims should not have to wait this long to see improvements in the service they receive. The government had foreseen April of this year as the starting date for a new institution which would be more effective against scammers. The fact that this new tool has not started to act, it means that citizens living in UK are still in the hands of scammers.
Action Fraud requires certainly significant improvement. Simply providing reference number for victims to pursue insurance claim is not sufficient. The new institution must demonstrate that they're doing all they can to combat scams. When it comes to determine whose fault it is in scam situations, the line between the victim responsibility and the bank negligence is often blurred by legal complexities. However, morally and legally speaking, the bank need to have some sort of fundamental obligation to protect not just the students but also pensioners, every individual out there, to protect their funds which they've put on the account on the basis that they're safe.
Apart from filing a report to Action Fraud, citizens can also make a chargeback claim to responsible banks, which most of the times will respond negatively, trying to find the fault among customers for being deceived by scammers rather than admitting incapability to protect them. On this occasion, Citizens Advice is another institution where a victim of scam can ask for help, but it doesn't have anything on its hand to help them get back their money, apart from the instruction how to follow the case step by step up to the court. On this case, there are two institutions left where to complain: Financial Ombudsman and the court. For the first one, you can address the complaint yourself, or you can contract lawyers, while for the second one, you must deal through a lawyer. On both cases, the issue is destined to take many months to have a response, putting the victims in an agony of waiting. If you fall victim to a scam, the bank will blame you. The likelihood is that the police won't be able to help you. The Financial Ombudsman can take over 1 year to respond to your chargeback claim, and better not to talk about court deadlines. So the next time someone calls you to say that your account had been compromised and your money need to be moved to a safe place, you must respond to them only with 2 words: